Hey guys, what's up? Will Perkins here. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. And what we're going to be talking about over the next few minutes is how you can go ahead and start setting up your campaigns, whether they be on Facebook, for media buys, really any platform out there, doesn't matter. You need to know how to actually set up the structure of your advertising campaigns. Otherwise, you're just shooting yourself in the foot before you even get started. And I like to call this my sand before the cement method. Now, the reason I came up with this name is because down here in Florida, we've got a lot of sand. We're known for our beaches, we're known for our extremely hot weather and our humidity. Of course, nobody wants to talk about that. But other than that, Florida's a pretty good place to live. But one of the problems a lot of construction companies have is that you dig a little, and all of a sudden you're going to start getting into some really bad dirt, otherwise known as a sandy dirt combination, so to speak. And the reason I wanted to go ahead and I connected these two is because I see so many marketers out there today doing the exact same thing as all of these construction companies, and we've got a lot of construction problems down here. And what does that result in? That results in a lot of people having very, very poor foundations. More importantly, they're shooting themselves in the foot before their house is even built. And so the same concept goes with your business. And if you're not setting things up correctly, which is what we're going to talk about in this video, then you're hurting yourself more than anything, and you need to go ahead and start doing it right. That way you don't hurt yourself anymore. So what are we looking at here? I've went ahead and I've kind of structured this around a Facebook model so that you can get a little bit of a better understanding, just so that whether you're doing Teespring, whether you're doing CPA, physical products, digital products on ClickBank, stuff like that, doesn't matter. It all comes back to the same thing. First off, you've got your campaign. Now let me go ahead and explain the difference between campaign, ad set, and ads. The campaign level is more of an organizational level. It also allows you to go ahead and set a campaign-wide objective. Now, why is this important? Well, a lot of people want to go ahead and they want to set this campaign-wide objective, and what it prevents them from doing, and they don't realize this until after they've gone ahead and set everything up, is that is the only objective you can use in that entire campaign. Whereas if you set the objective on the ad level, it makes it a lot easier. So keep that in mind for whenever you're setting up your campaigns. But at their absolute core, a campaign only does one thing. It's just basically a giant border around everything else you've got. Now, where the real details come in is when you get down to the ad sets and the ads. With the ad sets, it's really for separating different variations of the ads, the images, and the copy. Now, let me explain the difference between these three. As you can see here on my little example at the top, image number one, copy number one. And what we've gone ahead and done is we've got four different categories here. We've got image 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're using the copy across all four images. It's going to be the same copy. We'll talk about that more in just a few minutes. But for now, what we see here is just these four images. This is really the way I set most of my ads up for one simple reason. I like to test my images more than my copy. The copy is great, but at the end of the day, it's not something that's nearly as important as the ad image itself. If people are going to click on the image, they're definitely not going to go and click on it just because you've got some fancy words on there. And so keep that in mind. While copy does play a role, at the end of the day, the image itself is what is going to be the most core and critical component to going and setting up any of your ads. So, with that said, the ad sets really hold all of the image and copy variations. You want to have it set so that what happens is anytime you want to edit an image, anytime you want to edit the copy, you go ahead and you change that on the ad set level, and then you create the individual ads after that. And then finally, of course, we have the advertisement level. This is for setting those individual objectives if you went ahead and you did not set it at the campaign level, as well as it's used for the individual targeting, going after interests, going after broad categories, partner categories, all the different variations of what you can use on Facebook for advertising. So, with that said, let's go ahead and I want to walk you through how I would set up my typical campaign. I'm just going to follow the chart right here, as you can see at the top. First off, the category, the campaign, I'm sorry, I'm going to name it USA Pitbulls. So this is going to be for, let's say, a Pitbull fan page I have, or maybe it's just for a set of Pitbull ads. I want to run some CPA offers to people who have Pitbulls, who maybe are looking to go ahead and get some high-quality dog food and sign up through my CPA link and get a very good offer offer on it. So that's basically the general gist of what I would be doing here. So USA, obviously I'm only targeting people in the US. I'm targeting people who are interested in pit bulls. I'm targeting men between the ages of 18 to 30, and I'm targeting newsfeed desktop only. Now I highly recommend you only ever go ahead and have one campaign per targeting objective, or I shouldn't say that, I've said that wrong, per ad type, I'm sorry. And so when I say ad type, I'm talking newsfeed desktop, right-hand side, you've got the actual app inside different apps and whatnot. You've got, there's a ton of different little combinations and variations inside of the Facebook system that you can use to go ahead and create ads for whatever you're promoting. So with that said, USA pit bulls, male 18 to 30, newsfeed desktop, PPE. PPE is also really important. So you want to go ahead and you want to add that objective at the end if you're doing a campaign-wide objective. Otherwise, you got to click on it, you've got to open it and see what that objective is. I like to keep everything at a base level, that way I understand it quick and easy, it's fast, and I'm able to go ahead and analyze my data a lot better, a lot quicker. Secondly, we've got the ad set. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use 4 different image variations. I've got ad image number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the reason I'm only ever using one copy, like I told you earlier, it doesn't play as critical of a role for me. As soon as I find images that are converting and that are working, that is when I'll go ahead and I'll step it up, and then I'll go ahead and test different copy variations. And now once I'm testing the copy variations, that's when I've already got a winning ad, and I know I'm going to be able to turn it into a profitable ad if it's not already breaking even or at least making some money. Finally, we've got our individual ads, and these are all set up on an individual basis. So ad number 1, maybe we'll be targeting people who like pit bulls in California. Ad number 2, people who like pit bulls on the East Coast, so all of the different East Coast states. And then finally, ad number 3, maybe people who like pit bulls in Texas. You know, you have your different variations here of each individual ad, I'm sorry. And when you're setting these up, you want to make sure that you're structuring everything so that it's very easy. It's a very simple flow, so to speak. Now, what I'd also like to do is go ahead and recommend a few optimization tips and structuring tips for when you're setting up your different ads and whatnot on Facebook. This also plays a really critical role when it comes down to the actual structure as you're seeing here at the top of the screen. And of course, you'll be able to download this in a PDF format so that way you can go ahead and basically use it as reference and whatnot for when you're creating your campaigns. First off, like I said before, and I've said this 3 or 4 times so far in this video, don't worry too much about the ad copy. It's important, but it's nowhere near as important as the image itself. Secondly, now a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but I've talked to a lot of the top Facebook guys, especially in the CPA niche, CPA world, all the different niches out there, whether it's golf, whether it's fitness, diet, dating, you name it. I've talked to a lot of them, and everyone I've talked to always comes back to me and says the same thing, especially these big guys that are doing hundreds upon hundreds of $1,000s a month promoting offers on Facebook. First off, do not rely on these fancy borders and callouts. If the image only works when there's a red border around it, that's a sign that it's going to burn out fast. And you don't want this to burn out fast. Trust me. You want your images to last a little while. Now, Facebook, by default, just the way that it's designed, it has a much higher banner blindness ratio than other networks, like let's say the Google AdWords network or the display network or things like that, Bing ads, etc. It has a much higher burnout rate. People are going to see it more because there's not as many ad positions as something, let's say, on like the display network, nor is there as many places to actually advertise on the individual website. And that's something that plays a very, very big role. So if something catches your eye, save it later to the desktop. I'm sorry. That's also what I want to talk about with the fancy borders and the callouts, is that you always need to be looking for these new images, testing these new high-quality images. I look around on the internet. I go onto Pinterest. I look everywhere for ads. Now, I don't always steal images. I'm not saying that I go out there and I just take this and I download it and I start using it. I actually go ahead and I download it, I look at it, I see, okay, this looks awesome, I can use something like this. Let's go ahead and get my designer to go ahead and create an advertisement that looks very similar. Find something that works for the niches you're trying to go after. If that's Teespring, obviously there's a lot of different ad templates and whatnot, but I always try to go ahead and keep things really simple, and since I'm not a big Teespringer, I'm always on the lookout for new images, especially since I'm playing it around in dozens of niches at a time. So Now that we've gone ahead and we've gone over the ad copy, the images itself, and the burnout rates, let's talk about point number 3 here. Once you have an ad image that works, begin testing those different copy variations. I said this earlier, but this is really important because what I find is that even if you can only increase your conversions 2 or 3%, that's 2 or 3% in conversions that you weren't going to have before. Keep that in mind. That can also send you over and make you into a profitable converting campaign. With CPA, your margins are very, very low a lot of the time. That's not a bad thing because that also means that you have the ability to literally scale way more than most niches. Teespring, as an example, is a limited niche in a lot of ways because there's only so many people that you can sell a t-shirt to, whereas I guarantee you there's a lot more people that are going to be interested in buying dog food than there might be in buying a dog t-shirt. And again, people will disagree with me on this, but I don't want to go ahead and build my entire business around selling just t-shirts. T-shirts are a great profit model. They're a great way to add some extra cash to the downline. But if I'm going in and I want to build a real business, I want to make sure that I've got stuff that I can promote and that I can keep selling over and over and over again. Next up, keep your ad sets small. The reason that I go ahead and I do this is, I mean, it just gets so cluttered, not to mention, and this is a highly argued topic about Facebook ads, but if you have an ad set and you've got an image, or sorry, an ad inside of that ad set, a lot of people will say that if you have more than one ad per ad set, you go ahead and you're splitting up your campaign budget. Now, yes, that is true. You are splitting your ad budget for your daily spend budget. But a lot of people say that some ads aren't going to get the attention they deserve. Some are going to get attention they don't deserve. And yes, that is true across the board. But there's no real proven system other than having one ad per ad set that goes ahead and makes sure that you're giving each and every advertisement a dedicated budget. I usually like to go ahead and put between 1 and 3 ads per ad set. The reason for this is that it allows me to go ahead and spread out the test traffic just a little bit, especially when I'm getting started. And we'll talk about what budgets I go ahead and spend when I'm getting started here in just a second. But when I'm testing these out, I want to make sure that I'm giving every ad a little bit of money towards it. That way I can figure out what's working the best, what's not working, and I don't waste my money. I can kill off the non-converters very, very fast. Now, finally, like I said, budgeting is a very, very critical point, but with the last point, let's talk about the budgeting. It's critical in new ads, especially in the CPA world, so to speak. With most CPA niches, I usually start off my spend around $10 to $15 getting started. Now, I don't do this to see if I can get a conversion. I don't do this to see if I can go ahead and make any money. I do this simply to see if I can get any traction to the ad whatsoever. If I'm seeing any numbers, whether it has a reach of 500 or whether it has a CTR of 0.98%, whatever it is, I just try to go in and get any traction on these ads whatsoever, and I spend about $10 to $15 to do that. As soon as I see that there's some traction, I go ahead and I scale that to about $30. Now, the reason I'm scaling that to $30 is very, very important. You have to make sure that whatever you do, you scale correctly. Now, this is a huge thing with the CPA world especially, and you always want to be talking to your affiliate manager about the best offers. If you're not talking to your affiliate manager about the best offers, you're going to waste a lot of money trying to figure out what converts and what doesn't. Now, I will say, some affiliate managers, they don't exactly, they don't have the best interest some of the time for their advertisers, or I'm sorry, for their publishers, which is what you would be considered. You do want to make sure that you go ahead and you talk to them and they are knowledgeable. If they're not knowledgeable, odds are they've been told, promote this, promote this, promote this, say it's converting, get us sales on this because the advertiser's paying us top dollar. That does happen from time to time. But if you find yourself a quality AM, and the easiest way of doing this is just to talk to them, make sure they understand what you're trying to do, and basically ask them general questions. If they can't answer the most general of questions, odds are you're going to want to ask for a new AM. And you want to make sure that the new AM also is knowledgeable and understands what you're trying to do. But once you found that qualified AM, you want to make sure you go ahead and ask what are the best offers. Secondly, you want to go ahead and start spending about 4 times whatever the payout of that offer is just to see if it even converts. So if you get any conversions at all, you know, I'll usually spend I'd say 7 to 10 times the payout just to go ahead and optimize the campaign. To give you an example of that, a $20 payout would get about $80 in testing spend, and it would get up to about $200 in optimization spend. And this is before I go ahead and I debate on whether or not I want to move on from this offer. Now, there have been times where I'll promote something and I'll spend 30 times what the payout is just to optimize it because I see something there that can convert long-term and make a lot of money on a very high scale. When that comes around, and you won't really know that until you're a little more experienced in like the CPA world or the digital product world or just basically affiliate marketing in general, you want to go ahead and make sure you don't pass up those kinds of opportunity. So, with all that said, that is the general targeting, optimization, and basic overview for my Facebook ad structures. That's my sand before cement method. Now, you guys see the little logo on the bottom right, Traffic.Camp. No, I'm not going to sell you anything here. I'm just simply telling you, expect more videos, expect more content, and a lot more material, and they're all going to be coming out on my brand new website called Traffic.Camp. So I'll be looking forward to going ahead and seeing you guys over there. I'll send you guys more emails about that in the very near future, and I cannot wait to go ahead and share with you what we have next, which is really going to go ahead and blow you away. So keep your eye on your email for the next few days. It's going to make you a lot more money. It does have to do with Facebook, and it's almost a push-button solution that just about anybody can use. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.